The obvious question is you're going up against your former team in the biggest game of the year. What are your emotions like at this stage?
Pretty high emotions, you know. Kansas City, best team in the world. They the champs. You know, they've been in 4 Super Bowls in the past, 6 years. So it's a great feeling to try to go in there and knock off, the best team in the world over the past 5, 6 years.
Mooney, what does Rice look like to you? He's a young player. He's had a good year. Are you probably going to get him in this game? What's
He
he
kind
looking
of
like?
remind me of Debo a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Good route runner, tough, physical. Once he get the ball in his hands, he can make plays, make guys miss. So we got to go out there and just try to match his physicality and be physical in all game.
Can you offer any advice about the Mahomes-Kelce connection and how to possibly address that, take care of that?
I mean that matchup. I mean that duo is kind of 1-on-1. You know what I'm saying? Nobody like them. So we just got to go out there and just try our hardest, man. Try our best. You know they got great chemistry. So you just got to go out there and match. You know their intensity all game. They Hall of Famers, but I mean you just got to up our level of play.
Mahomes said a time that Kelsey either runs the wrong route or just sees something and sits down. Like, can you prepare for a player that plays with instinct, or is there any way to do that?
Yeah, I mean Travis just more like if he got a certain route and if he see a guy sitting out there to where his route got to go. I mean obviously he's not gonna just run to the guy. He'll just sit it down, find a hole in the defense. That's what I mean by the chemistry earlier. Like they just know each other real well. You know what I mean? So they got to go out there and just try to match that.
Steve was just talking about how you have to defend two plays every time with Mahomes the way they want him. Then when he starts scrambling around, just how do you go about it? What's the challenge?
We gotta just plaster, you know what I'm saying? Have great stamina because you're gonna be out the part of the line scrambling around. The guys on the D line, they probably gonna be tired. We probably gonna be tired, but we gotta just up our intensity all game.
With a team like that likes to use the screen game, short passing, and much of it, how do you kind of strike the balance of like knowing when to shoot your gun to go stop the screen game versus like making sure something doesn't get over your head?
I mean, we're gonna shoot our gun every play. The safeties, if the corners shoot their gun, I mean, we're gonna have somebody back us up every play. We know the screens and the jet sweeps and reverses been kind of our weakness all season and definitely in the playoffs. So I mean, obviously, that would be crazy not to come out there and do the same thing. So we gotta, just shoot our gun and be physical. Don't let them get any momentum in that department.
What did you learn from your last two Super Bowls of, I guess, spending time during the week when you're not on the practice field? Are you watching film? Are you reading a book? Trying to chase down family members? What's the best way to do it?
Well, this Super Bowl in Vegas, so might turn up a little bit the first day or two out there, but after that, really just lock in. You know what I'm saying? Focus. The whole week is really like a movie. Like you're gonna see celebrities everywhere. Pre-game on the field, you might see Jay-Z, Beyonce, you know what I'm saying, Kevin Hart, people like that. But I mean, it's still a game at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We still got to go out there and try to get the win, especially the Super Bowl. You know, you don't want to fuck up in the Super Bowl, so you got to go out there all weekend. Just be locked in, be on your stuff.
There's a lot of this roster that hasn't been in a big game. Have guys come up and talk to you about what the experience is like? Are you offering kind of your experience and advice on how to deal with it all?
Like I said, it's gonna be like a movie. Like the lights gonna be shining, it's gonna be media everywhere, cameras everywhere. So you gotta just be a professional while you're out there the whole week. Like study and do whatever you can do to keep your mind focused and prepare for the game.
Is there something that you specifically do to keep your locked in?
Oh, I do a lot of things. I read, I meditate, I say positive affirmations. I visualize, talk to my old lady, my girlfriend. Yeah, that's what I do to keep my head on straight.
Did you come to the league, having those tools, or is that something you've developed as you've been in the league?
It definitely. I did a little bit coming into the league, but as I got in the NFL, like this shit hella stressful. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of haters in this game. Like the fans can hate on you sometimes, media can down talk you sometimes. So you just gotta find ways to work on yourself. I always been like a big self-help person. You know what I'm saying? Care for myself. Self-care is always the best care. So I always been trying, find ways to better myself mentally, and spiritually.
We hear so much about positive affirmation.
Nah, that's kind of just me right there. Some for people can say it's just like I believe in myself, or when I first wake up in the morning, I say something like I believe or I have faith. You know what I'm saying, in myself and in God. That's something I say every morning.
What feels different about this postseason run as opposed to all the others you've been on?
I feel like I know we got a great team. Everybody expected us to be in the Super Bowl. Like when I was in Kansas City, we won in 2020, what it was. We just knew we was gonna win the Super Bowl. It wasn't a doubt in our mind that we wasn't gonna win the Super Bowl. And I feel like that's how this team feels this year.
We hear so much about those Bosa speeches on Saturday that to walk through. What makes them compelling? What do you get from those things?
How you know about that? How you know about that?
Oh, they're talking about it. They're talking.
They pretty good speeches, man. You know, Bosa defensive player of the year, so he talk. You know what I'm saying? You gonna listen because he doing something right. So he do a pretty good job of motivating us and having us locked in for the game.
What do you think of Jair? Had 10 tackles in the big moment last week against Detroit. How do you feel he's coming along?
Jair pretty good, man. He's a pretty good player. You know, Ricky, the stage not too big for him. The light's not too bright for him. He pretty calm out there and confident in himself. And so I feel like Jair gonna do pretty good in the Super Bowl.
Louis, is there a play from that Super Bowl win over the Niners that sticks with you for just a moment? Kind of is pretty special.
You talking about when we won?
Yeah, when you keep it
A play that I remember when that deep 30 to 15 pass, I think Tyreek Hill, they kind of like changed the momentum of the game.
You had a feeling like maybe we got him.
I mean, we knew we was gonna win the whole time, to be honest. Just like we did these past 2 games when we went down.
Have you told your current teammates you knew you were gonna win that game all the time?
Nah, I ain't saying that. If we talk about it though, I'd tell them like I feel like we was never mind, but yeah, I'm glad we got to win.
So what were your emotions last year when you see the Chiefs go on and win the Super Bowl?
It was kind of bittersweet, man. I knew they was gonna kind of make it to the Super Bowl because I mean that's just a good ass team over there. Like they got Pat. He like the ultimate equalizer, and you know Travis Kelce and Reed calling plays. Like they got a crazy big 3. You know what I mean? So I mean I kind of figured if we went to the Super Bowl, we was gonna be playing those guys, and it would have been sweet to play them last year. But you know we got the opportunity this year. I'm pretty sure like this was Kyle Shanahan probably wanted as well. Like you know what I'm saying? He had his opportunity as a head coach to win the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure he felt like he had it in his hand. And 20 kind of let it slip through, but you know this the rematch, right?
You practiced against Patrick Mahomes for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What has his game changed like from when you first started practicing against him versus now?
I feel like the first day I saw him, and now I always knew he was the best player. You know what I'm saying in football, in the National Football League, like
Even back then?
Huh?
Even back then?
Hell yeah, even back then. I think my first year in Kansas City was his first year being like the starter. But when I got there, the first game, he threw like I think like 5 or 6 touchdowns in LA against the Chargers. So that's when I was like, damn, like I never saw that like this. It was crazy. Ever since then, he been, you know, winning Super Bowls, collecting rings. So this is just he the GOAT, man. He one of the GOATs behind Tom Brady. Good job.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.